We are rolling. Speaking of rolling, this is our transportation to the Dry Tortugas. Captain Andrew is at the helm. Matt's logging, jumping on. Elizabeth. Ron's going on. Jeff, Casey. We were supposed to be on the boat, two boats over there, the Fountain. That one is broken. So we are on this boat. And it is Friday morning. I don't know what time it is.
7:20.
7:20. And we are heading out for the Dry Tortugas. We put, I don't know how many hundreds of pounds of stuff onto here.
And if you don't get on, we are leaving.
We are out on the open ocean. I hope you can hear me. Right in front of me, behind the view here. A couple of twin outboards. Yamahas, it would seem. And we're going to make a first stop in, I don't know, 45 minutes at the Marquesas. And we're going to stop there and do a little bit of radio. Maybe behind me, Captain Andrew up there. I am planting on the bean bag on the boat. And I'll give you a little spin around. The sun to the east. And there's Matt. Hi, Matt. There's Elizabeth. There's Elizabeth. Ron sitting over there. Yeah. And a couple more to the front of the boat. And this is our heading eventually to the Dry Tortugas. And we'll be there in a couple of hours or so. Alright, check back. Hello from some island in the Marquesas. I don't even know if this little deserted island has a name. Probably can't see the boat we were on, that we arrived on. It's out right in the sunshine, so I won't let you look at that too long. Ron is getting ready to do a Morse code activation, and Elizabeth got him on video.
Waiting for a caller to get him on.
He's calling CQ right now. Looks like he's on 20 meters, 67.52, 067.52. I'll show you the antenna. Actually, my tripod, the thought was that we set this up and use seawater for a ground. And there's my 17-foot chameleon on top of the Wolf River Coil tripod. And let me look over, show you, I don't know if you can see this. I don't have any way to zoom this off. We've got a little visitor thinking we're a little bit crazy on top of that tree up there. Some large black bird with a white belly. It has a big long beak. And I don't know, we're hey, Ron's got somebody calling him. Look at him jump. Oh crap. Somebody from Texas.
Sorry, I'm like...
I heard Whiskey Alpha. He's trying to send and log on the laptop. You got a 559 signal report. And the final two dit to say thank you very much. All right. Okay. I think that's all for right here for right now. Well, hello from the Dry Tortugas U.S. National Park, one of the least visited parks in the entire system. Behind me over there is Fort Jefferson, an amazing structure, I'll be inside there in a little while. Right now I'm just kind of getting going. I had breakfast this morning, and I'm happy to report that one of the dishes was scrapple. If you have never heard of scrapple, it is a kind of a regional dish to that certain part of Pennsylvania. As they call it here, those who are from the county of what we would say is Lancaster County in Pennsylvania, up in the northeast section of it. They pronounce it Lankster, that three-syllable capital, seems to only have two syllables there. One of those regional things. Anyway, I had scrapple. It is my first time ever. Whenever I am around people from this region, which is happens on occasion, the subject of scrapple always comes up. And I found it really kind of nothing to not like about it. It's maybe you'll have to look it up. It's a meat, meat maybe in parentheses. This is all of the part of a this was beef, maybe pork, that they can't market, we'll say. Everything else goes into this pan with cornmeal, I think, and various spices, probably a few other things. And I don't know, they slice it thin. They actually squeeze it together in like in a loaf pan, and they can bake it in there. And then this morning, the Amish girls, the young ladies, they had about a 1/4 inch thick, maybe 3/8, not very thick, and fried it up by the slice. And it was very, very good, actually. I could eat scrapple on a regular basis, and probably am better off not knowing just what was in that little portion of scrapple that I had. But I can say I've had scrapple. That was kind of a goal. I almost asked Molly if she would bring some scrapple. But anyway, lo and behold, she did. So I'm going to go out here in the sunshine. It's going to get bright. There are 2 fishing charter boats. One of them right over here off my right shoulder, and another one further out to sea. And the sun's coming up right through those 3 sailboats out there. Another one over here. And the Yankee Freedom ferry, it's probably due to arrive. It's 9:07 in the morning here. So the Yankee Freedom will arrive probably in an hour and a half. And things will get very busy and crazy on the Dry Tortugas National Park Garden Key, to be particular, which this is on. There have been, I think, 2 seaplanes that have arrived, so there are a few people walking around, and there are a few people camping here that are not part of our group. I know it's tiny over there. And in the distance, I see another sailboat off of that beach out there. So there are a handful of people to complement our, I think, 14 people here. Well, good morning. It is Saturday morning. I don't know, something like the 21st of February. I left the house at 5. I woke up at 5 a.m. Wednesday, a week and a half ago. My eyes went open, and I decided to start the drive. As soon as I woke up, kissed the wife, petted the dog, and by 5:11, I think I was in the car, actually going for coffee for the first thing. So that was last Wednesday, a couple of 3 days before Valentine's Day. So I'm not really sure what day it is. I do know what time it is because I bought this great big ugly watch, and I really didn't care what it looked like. I only cared how big it was. Maybe I should have brought Flavo Flav on this trip. I could have used his clock. Having not done that, this is going to get me through. Usually I'll look at if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll look to see what time it is. This morning I wake up here, well, it's not daylight. There's nothing I need to worry about. I just go back to sleep. So that's what I did. And anyway, probably rambling on enough. I'll pause it now. I'll be inside the Dry Tortugas. I want to give you a quick tour, so we'll do that in a little bit. Bye for now. Well, let's take a look at what is, I think, the coolest thing on the island as far as inside the fort. And this is very much a guy thing, I fully admit. Anyway, if you look at the angle of the little the structure here, the way it angles down, what they would do is they would put a fire inside this structure. And I'm looking down on some steel plating, and there seems to have been a fire there, so maybe it got a little bit out of control. But what they would do is put 4 cannonballs. Maybe you can see the slots right there, 4 cannonballs, and they would go through the fire that is burning extremely hot inside. And I'm gonna go into the shade a little bit. The angle or the sun changed, obviously. So those 4 cannonballs would slowly go down the little slots here, down those 4 slots. Intense fire inside there, and those iron cannonballs, probably twice the size and the circumference of a 16-pound bowling ball, maybe thereabouts. Anyway, a little port here, they could stoke the fire, get it hotter and hotter and hotter, and they would come out right here, slowly going down through the fire. Maybe they would spend quite some time up inside there, but the 4 cannonball slots, can't imagine how much those iron cannonballs weighed, and they would come out of here glowing red hot. And what these cannonballs were, they were called red hots, and they were called hot shots. Hot shots. So if you hear the term hot shot somewhere, this is where the term originated. If you can imagine what a glowing red iron cannonball would do to a wooden ship in the 1800s, it would obviously devastate such a ship. So to me, the guy thing here is really impressed with the hot shot cooker. And man, I would want to be on that ship that was struck by a hot shot. The good news is, I guess, that it was never needed. This ship never, or this fort never came under attack, and it is indeed, getting into the sunshine here a little bit, indeed a formidable fortress. It absolutely is. I couldn't tell you how many hundreds of these little ports. This is where they could either put a cannon, and every one where you see the posts and see how thick they are and all the brickwork. And the fort truck is going behind me. Oh my goodness, if they only had fort trucks when they were building this thing in the mid 1800s. But a cannon could go in all of these, or rifles for defense, obviously. And this is the bottom floor, the ground level. There is a level above me and also a roof on top of that. So any of those places could be where, well, they're defensible positions. Anyway, this is the Dry Tortugas. I'm told there were 16 million bricks that were taken to construct this place. 16 million bricks, and they don't make bricks here on the Florida Keys. They literally had to be shipped down from, a lot of them, up the East Coast, sometimes like New York, thereabouts. So thousands and thousands and thousands of wooden ship trips required to to build this structure. And it's a little echo place right there. And a whole lot of those ships, of course, didn't make it here. But if you can see how many bricks, how thick this brickwork is. Let me see, maybe we can see this. This is the length of my arm, and it's just an example. I don't know, this must be at least 4 feet, maybe 5 feet. This is one pier, and there are hundreds and hundreds of such, not to mention the roof over my head. There's granite on the floor. These had to be brought in, and looking at it from the outside, it looked to be about 6 inches at least thick. These plates must have weighed a ton each, and they were all brought here on wooden ships. Well, this is a little bit inside the Fort Jefferson structure. I'm going to shut this down now, and we'll talk later. And I'm back again. It is still Saturday on the Dry Tortugas. This is the ham radio activating position. There's the POTA sign. I'll kind of let you maybe look inside here. Julius is just about to hunt a satellite, an amateur radio satellite. That's what this guy is for. He's got it set up where it's supposed to do the telemetry. We'll see how that works. Anyway, whenever it starts, it gets pretty wild and crazy. I'm going to point the camera into these guys. Casey over there. There is Matt, who's doing FT8. Casey's on 20-meter sideband, I think.
Yes.
And Elizabeth under the hat. She is doing some Morse code.
And I got my dad in Morse code.
Hey, hello, Elizabeth's dad. I hope you get to watch this. So I'm going to wait for Julius. We'll see if the antenna is tracking. And I don't see it doing that quite yet. Oh, there it goes. It's moved. It's tracking. Okay, the antenna moved. It just jumped up. So step back here a little bit. Julius.
Yeah, 2325, right? November 4 Tango, Echo Lima 84.
Mobile station come back. November?
I'm where I like to be, but there's no contest. There's just something.
November 4 Tango, Echo Lima 84.
It's a preferred.
Roger. I have it.
November 4 Tango, Echo Lima 84. November 4 Tango, Echo Lima.
Well, they are attempting to do some satellite. The satellite is that direction, and you kind of barely see it moving as it slowly comes over the horizon. So we'll see. I'll park this thing for just a bit and be back.
Good.
Back again inside the tent. Angela here on the key. Keying and logging.
There it is.
Julius doing satellite.
There it is.
With Ron also listening.
There it
in.
is. Oh, I hear something.
Kilo, come back.
Somebody's talking on the beacon.
Copy Kilo 9 Mike, URA 5982, Foxtrot Lima, to yourself.
That's totally my fault.
73.
It doesn't make it right.
Another straight to
All right, so
no
he's-
problem, but I just couldn't pull the levers out. Could you come back?
That Morse code key base has been around a little bit. You can tell it's a newer key
To yourself.
for her base.
Oh, he's coming in louder.
Awesome. I was grown up in Mississippi, and you too are in 5.
Ethiopia? No, about it. Spain?
It's going away from you now.
I grew up down on the
Okay.
small town called Bansley.
We will
Thank you, sir.
turn this off. I don't know if you can see the satellite antenna behind me. Maybe. Okay, that's it for now. You were on video. So now we can wave and we can talk and we can do things.
Okay, park the park, park the
This
park.
is the official video. All right. I hope something came out of that. I guess we will find out. Cool. But we're going to do this anyway. We're going to... No, this is not a picture. This is a video.
Oh, okay.
Which
All
means
right.
you
How does
can
this work?
be human.
Hey, Dave.
All right.
Back around to Dave.
All right. Oh, back around to me.
Back around to Dave.
Okay.
We got
Julius
Dave
says,
here.
got it. All right. And I'm
There's
here.
Dave.
Cool.
Now we have a family photo.
Fun stuff. All right. Well, I think we've got something. Well, we just did the group photo. Now you can maybe watch us all gathering about here at the table. This is we call the kitchen. We're getting ready to eat. Matt says hi over there. Tom, we got the profile. And
This is the
these two,
five-star restaurant.
five-star restaurant,
Yes.
it is the best dining on the Dry Tortugas.
Yes, it is.
And that is because of these
Maybe
two
an olive
ladies, Emily and Mary Beth. Thank you both. This is you guys' first year for coming. Are you coming next year again?
Hopefully.
I hope so too. All right, you guys, thank you very much. Everything I had was just wonderful.
welcome. Well,
It is indeed the best dining on the Dry Tortugas.
Probably the only dog.
It might be the only one too. Hey, thank you very much, all. So they are preparing dinner. Well, let me see. What's
It's actually on the table.
oh, it is already on the table. So what did we make?
Steak, potatoes, and mushrooms.
Oh, I approve. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm hungry. Thank you all. So it is on the table.
For 12 years now.
Everybody, this has been a lot of fun. We go back, half of us tomorrow. That will include me. And anyway.
Some of us are braving the weather and staying around a little longer.
Yes, because they're calling for gale force winds tomorrow. The wind, the seas going back are supposed to be brutal. So
You're gonna want to take some Dramamine before.
anyway, this is the crew. This is the general camp around here. Hey, while I'm at it, I hope y'all didn't make you dizzy right here. I'll show you my little domicile. It is over this way. Take a look out there. I realize this is the prettiest time for the view out that way. The seas are calm. The sun's kind of in the right place. And well, let me see. Here's my little tent. I'm actually in the same place that Dennis 89WM, my friend, was in last year. So I moved over a little bit. There's my Coleman, my humble abode. And this is it. This is where I have stayed the last night. One more night tonight. And clothes up here drying. It was a little bit of a breeze. Did they dry? Hey, they did. It feels pretty good. All right. Well, that's probably enough of that. Maybe we'll get some more video in tomorrow. We shall see. It is Saturday evening. The sun is going down, and it's been a good day and a half here. Tomorrow should be good too. Bye for now. Well, and hello, Sunday morning from the Dry Tortugas. One thing I wanted to get on here was something we saw last year, quite a few years ago, not that many. This island was full of, almost every day, there were a number of Cubans coming here to get out of Cuba and get into the U.S. And they would, of course, they would come by boat. And this is one of the boats. They kept this boat for kind of display the kind of boat that the Cubans would arrive on. And I don't think anything in this boat began its life as a boat. There's just basically a car engine. This is just thin tin. They kind of attached some wood over there, kind of. Anyway, this is a pipe that they use to steer the rudder. The rudder is just a piece of metal, but I guess it steered the boat. Sprayed some fiberglass on here, and that's not very thick. And there's the underneath part of this boat. This is how this particular batch of Cubans arrived here. And as you can likely tell, they really, really wanted out of Cuba to come and put themselves through the ordeal of arriving on that little boat, a little handmade thing. Scary. So the stairway to the upper floors, man, there are 16 million bricks in this structure, and slate floor. Again, this is it's just amazing how solid this place is. And 150 years close, it is still going. Maybe you can see out there, I'll show you real quick. That's where I have spent much of my week, where that tent is. And where the birds are trying to protect their nest over there that is in the maintenance area. Last year they were further out over to this way, to the right of the tent. However, this year they decided to come right there, and it's where they store their maintenance stuff, and those birds are protected. So until they leave, there's no maintenance stuff going to go on, not with the equipment that's over there. Okay, bye for now. Well, hello, and this is the Dry Tortugas. The last hour or so I will be on here. Perhaps you can see the boat back behind there, Captain Andrew talking to a friend across. And let me show you the gear that we are supposed to get onto that boat. We're actually leaving a day early. There is supposed to be severe weather coming in this evening even. So I've heard gale force winds, and I'm showing you all of this gear that we are supposed to get on that boat, and still seeing the gear, including the kayaks. They are supposed to go on to that boat. So the next adventure is accomplishing that, and we're going to do the best we can. Some will go, maybe, I don't think anybody's going to be here tomorrow, being the Monday. I think the weather is supposed to be really, really bad. Charter is probably, I assume, will be here Tuesday to take what we can't get and what they have still left. They still have radio going over there, at least one, and 3 antennas, I think. So they have more gear to bring. All right, we'll see how this works out. Bye for now. I have got to show you a sight to behold. Look behind me at the sand. Everything is off of it. Let me walk over here and show you the inside of the boat that is called the Hillbilly Hooker. The Hillbilly Hooker is our charter boat, and it is, pun fully intended, filled to the gills. Let me sneak behind you or past you if I can. Well, there is the boat. Now all we need to do is get 8 people plus the captain on here. And I think we will. I think we actually will. I'm amazed. I'm amazed. Well, there's going to be pretty much a last look at the Dry Tortugas. There is Fort Jefferson. Our campsite was right over there, past that orange and gray tent. Through the trees over there was my setup. And it is almost time to leave the Dry Tortugas. At least one seaplane sitting over there. You probably can't see very well. The Yankee Freedom over there. A couple, 3 more charter boats here. Some sailboats out here. One thing we're noticing is a number of probably shrimp boats in the distance. You can maybe barely see. They're pulling in here to this harbor to get out of that storm that is due in not that many hours. So they do not want to be out in the open water with that storm coming. So I think I'm going to say goodbye from now from the Dry Tortugas, and we're going to be Casey. Say hello, Casey.
Hi, Casey.
Casey Jones. So, all right, goodbye from the Dry Tortugas. It's been a lot of fun. Can't wait to see what the heck I recorded. Bye for now. Well, we have pulled away from the dock. There's a sea of humanity in this boat. I think there are actually 9 or 10 of us. 8 of us from the island.
10.
10 of us on the boat. And we are squeezed in a little bit. Molly waving, I can't see, but by Molly, the Dry Tortugas are going in the rear view mirror. Fun trip, made some friends here, saw some old friends. and it's just a little bit sad to leave them. Actually, I had to go around and say goodbye. Beautiful, beautiful color of that water. All right, I'm going to say I'm recording. You guys want to say goodbye?
To what?
To anybody who's watching.
I already said my goodbyes.
Okay, goodbye.